the latest developments in the Kurdish question, which is our latest Abdullah Öcalan's statement asking for a ceasefire and and urging for peace are of particular importance, not only for the area of the Middle East, which is geopolitically very important for the whole world, but it is important also for human rights in general and for the fight for peace, because you can fight for peace. You can fight for peace writing essays as our dear Ocalan has done. You can fight for peace being extremely democratic in oral governments, like happens in Kurdish regions. And the pity, in my opinion, is that there has been some news happening in the war in Ukraine, which, in my opinion, have overshadowed, which is, I reckon, one of the most important historical events of the latest times, which is the PKK ceasefire and the urge for peace by our dear Abdullah Öcalan. Yeah, after the latest Abdullah Öcalan's statement, the Turkish government has no excuse whatsoever to keep him in the illegal imprisonment that he's been in for more than 2 decades, and we urge Mr. Erdogan to stop his genocide against the Kurdish people, because he has no reason. He had no reason whatsoever, but now he has no excuse, because there is no there is not a fight there is not an army on the other part. Instead, there has been an extreme claim for peace, and the Kurdish people deserve that peace, and Mr. Abdullah Öcalan deserves his freedom. He deserves to come back to his people, so that the leader of the Kurdish nation can really be at the front of all peace negotiations. And in this case, since Turkey hasn't done anything yet, I think that it is an obligation for the international community to put as much pressure as possible, so that we can solve one of the most unjust conflicts of the recent world. Turkey will not take a move unless it feels obliged by the international community to do so. And in this case, if Turkey ever claims to be part of the European Union, it must stop any cruel, unjust, unfair, and illegal war against the Kurds. And that happens necessarily by the immediate release of Kurdish leader Abdullah Öcalan. That without that premise, without that first step taken by the Turkish government, nothing can be done in terms of Turkey's incorporation to the European Union. Turkey must know that violating human rights, violating national rights, and violating the freedom right of Mr. Abdullah Öcalan is the first obstacle to its further incorporation to the European Union. And in this sense, the European Union cannot stay silent anymore. It is alternative organizations and dozens of Nobel Prize winners who have forced that the latest visit to Abdullah Ocalan. And in this case, as always, and as we will do in the future if necessary, we will never stop pressing and putting pressure on the Turkish government to stop any discrimination against Kurds, and of course to stop the genocide that they are doing right now with the silence of the biggest world powers. The people of the world stands with the people of Kurdistan.